Is Vesna worth your primo gems, or should you skip her? Say with this video I will break down every single detail of her kit, role, passives, and constellations. Starting with her standard attacks, Light Dance. Her normal attack performs up to 6 consecutive sword strikes. The damage scalings are, Hit 1 deals 58.8%. Hit 2 deals 70.8%. Hit 3 deals 40.8% twice. Hit 4 deals 86%. Hit 5 deals 90.8%. And Hit 6 finishes with 105%. Her charged attack is called Kick. She consumes 20 stamina, leaps briefly into the air, and executes a swift forward stomp dealing 193.4% damage. Her plunging attack deals 92.9% mid-air damage, with low plunge impact dealing 186%, and high plunge impact dealing 232% area of effect damage. Next is her elemental skill, Spirit Sword, Rise. Tapping her skill deals 72% AoE Anemo damage, gives her 2 stacks of Spirit Sword Might, and enters the Spirit Sword armament state for 15 seconds on an 18-second cooldown. While in this armament stance, first, her normal, charged, and plunging attacks convert into pure Anemo damage that cannot be overridden by other elemental infusions. Second, these attacks summon Spirit Feathers dealing 18.7% damage each, which restore her Spirit Sword Might. Third, her resistance to interruption is significantly increased. She can consume Spirit Sword Might to unleash 3 sequential special elemental skills. Step 1 is Spirit Sword, Thrust, dealing 72% damage. Step 2 is Spirit Sword, Fall, dealing 108% damage plus 180% Spirit Sword damage. Step 3 is Spirit Sword, Dance, dealing 72% damage across 4 hits, followed by a finisher dealing 252% damage. When the armament state ends, all remaining might is cleared. Her elemental burst is Spirit Sword, Explosion. Costing 60 energy with a 15-second cooldown, Vesna unleashes a dazzling sword barrage dealing 473.8% AoE Anemo damage and immediately restores 1 Spirit Sword Might. When enhanced by her passive, these swords convert into Stellar Spirit Swords, dealing damage considered as Stellar Swirl reaction damage. Her passive talents redefine how she deals damage. Her first major passive is Stellar Benediction, Shimmering Fairy. Whenever any party member triggers a Cryo Swirl, it automatically converts into a Stellar Swirl. For every 100 points of Vesna's attack, the party's base Stellar Swirl damage increases by 0.7%, up to a maximum 14% bonus. Triggering this enters the Radiant state for 8 seconds, turning her Spirit Swords into Stellar Spirit Swords. Her Ascension talent Poise gives her 1 stack of Poise for 20 seconds whenever she casts Thrust, Fall, Dance, or Explosion, stacking up to 6 times. Each stack boosts all Spirit Sword and Stellar Spirit Sword damage by 10% of base damage, up to a maximum of 160%. Recasting her skill or leaving the field clears these stacks. Her Ascension talent Finesse grants passive stat buffs during Radiance. She gains 6% attack for each Cryo or Anemo teammate in the party, and 25 elemental mastery for every teammate of any other element. Exploration mechanics, Cruising. For exploration, her passive Light Feather allows her to enter cruising mode out of combat by holding sprint after a dash, or holding jump after an ascent. While cruising, she floats in the air, consuming stamina to perform up to 3 airborne leaps or sprint dashes. High-altitude normal attacks will perform a plunge. Additionally, when out of combat in Snezhnaya, switching to Vesna while another character is airborne triggers Glimmering Entrance every 10 seconds, immediately entering cruising and restoring 50 stamina. Constellations. If you are considering vertical investment, here are her constellations. C1 grants an extra cast of Spirit Sword, Dance, makes the first dance consume 0 might, and boosts her Stellar Swirl damage by 20%. C2 maxes out her Poise stacks instantly upon entering her skill stance, and grants a massive 60% attack boost at max stacks. C4 increases all stat bonuses from her Finesse talent by 200%. C6 allows her to cast Spirit Sword, step for 5 seconds after dance, dealing 150% attack damage plus 200% attack as Stellar Swirl damage, summoning extra feathers and gaining another 20% stellar swirl damage bonus. So, is Vesna worth it for you? She is worth pulling if you want a top-tier hyper carry who thrives on high-speed skill rotations. You have off-field cryo supports ready to trigger non-stop stellar swirls. You value elite open-world exploration mobility. She is an easy skip if you already have sufficient anemo carries and lack dedicated cryo supports. You are saving your primo gems strictly for off-field supports and universal buffers. Let me know in the comments, are you pulling for Vesna or saving your wishes?